Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a little review on the Fujinon 23mm f2. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I just wanted to make sure that I test it first and that I know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go grab it and then we're going to start the review. Let's do it. Okay, here it is. Fujinon 23mm f2 by Fuji. I'm taking my X-T2 as well. Let me up a little bit the light here, Jesus. This is not a channel where I go over specs. I don't go over how many elements there is in this lens and technically speaking how it does this or that. I'm not gonna film a brick wall to show you the vignetting and show you the quality and show you how sharp the lens is for this type of peculiar tests. I'm going to tell you how it performs in real life, how it works for me, if it works great or not, and what my thoughts are on it. Okay, cool. First and foremost, I use the Fujifilm X-T2. There's holes over there today because I got this one and this lens off the shelf. They perform just fine for weddings. I think they do exactly what I need them to do, nothing more, nothing less. First of all, for those that don't know, real quick catch up and getting you up to speed. The reason is the 23mm because you need to multiply by 1.5 because of the crop factor if you want to find out how much this is on a full frame, and this is a 35mm. 35mm is the lens that most photographers prefer for street photography because it's wide enough and not too wide, and you don't need to get too close or too far from your subjects to take nice photos. And also it comes very close to what the human eye sees, so it's actually a great focal length. How does this lens perform? I'm going to put throughout this video photos of weddings and other type of photos that I find here and there because I do wedding photography. That's my main passion. That's what I'm good at. I do other types of things like street photography, but weddings are my thing. The two lenses I use are this Fujinon 23 f2 and the Fujinon 56mm f1.2. This one is weather resistant, so if you put it along with the X-T2, X-T3, they're going to be weather sealed, so there's going to be more resistance to dust and to humidity and so forth. That does not mean you can go underwater with it because you're gonna ruin your equipment, but it means that it's a little bit more protected in case of dusty weather. So you have this little lens hood here. You can just remove like this. One cool thing about this hood that I enjoy a lot compared to other Fujifilm lenses is the fact that you can just clip the cap on it like this. With the hood, just goes on it and it looks really neat, really easy to put on. It's not obtrusive and you can just leave it on at all times. So that's a cool little plus. The aperture ring here is very clicky. Here, check it out. So you can really hear the aperture stop that you're on. That's very nice. It's very sturdy. It's made of metal all around, besides the hood, which is plastic, and the cap, which is also plastic, but otherwise the elements are glass and metal. That's a cool plus. I find this one to be really good for when you do weddings. It's a great lens for group shots, average shots of like guests who are outside, they're like taking the tea or they're having an appetizer, or just before the ceremony, after the ceremony, or when you're at the house of the bride and groom and you want to take some candid random shots. Also for the hairdresser, I use it a lot when I want to get some black and white shots of bride with the bridesmaid. This is more of a general type of lens that you would use for those moments that are not too tight in. The reason why it's good is because I have had the Leica Q in my hands a few days ago. The 28mm, I find it a little bit too wide. So when you take the 35, it's just that right focal length, and for a wedding it's just perfect if you don't want to do some close-ups with the 85, which is 56 for Fuji. In terms of rendering and quality of the photos, so image quality is impeccable. There's nothing to say to that. The colors are really good. I mean, Fuji is known for their colors, so I'm not going to go over that too much. It keeps that Fujifilm feeling and that rendering that we all love, at least I do. And if you're watching this video, it's probably because you also like a lot this the rendering that Fuji does. In terms of size, that's the other thing. This thing is really small and compact. I mean, I like to shoot with Leica, and Leica lenses, as we know, are way tinier because it's manual focus and there's less moving parts inside. This one is a prime. If you remove the, here we go, this, so you can even take off the hood, and this is the size of this thing. I mean, with the X-T2, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's really small, really tiny. You can have this in your gear pack. It's not going to be obtrusive. It's not going to take a lot of space. And honestly, it's one of my best lenses. It took me a while to get this lens. I had the Fujifilm 35mm Fujinon F2 before this. It was not the right choice for me, at least for weddings. If you want to go for this lens, just know that it's a really cool lens. It's one of those lenses, it's a keeper, you're just gonna keep it forever. Really, for a wedding, what I use is this. I have the 10-24 f4, I have this guy, the 23 f2, I have the 56 f1.2 for, you know, close-up shots. I have the 90mm f2. Those are my 4 lenses. I usually use only this guy on one X-T2, and I use the 56mm on the other X-T2. Sorry, and that's about it. The other 2 lenses, the 90 and the 10-24, they're literally staying in my bag. If I need to take a wide-ass shot of a group, I pull them out, or if I'm, let's say, at a little bit of a closer, tighter space, and I need to take some portraits, so I want to take a photo of every guest that's in the room, I would go for the 90. But otherwise, this guy plus the 56, you're all set for your wedding. So that's my view on this 23mm f2. If you have any question, if you want to know more about it, if you want more samples or more photos, don't hesitate to let me know. Write down in the comments below. You can go on my website, chrisphotography.info, and you can write to me via email or any other way, shape, or form. I hope this episode was interesting for you, it helps you, or it answers some questions. If you're not subscribed yet, please do subscribe. Thumbs up or thumbs down, it helps me know where I stand, know if my videos are getting better or not, and I see you in my next video. Stay tuned. Cheers.